Heavy rain and cold weather across the Gaza Strip have caused flooding and complicated an already difficult humanitarian situation for Palestinians, the overwhelming majority of whom live in tents and other temporary shelters after 2 years of war. Municipal authorities in Gaza City warned residents on Wednesday to avoid low-lying areas, saying the rain threatened to displace thousands of families from temporary shelters again, with no suitable alternatives available. A night of heavy rain and wind was the final straw for this building in Gaza City. No injuries were reported, but it was one of several buildings that collapsed amid the most severe storm to hit the enclave this winter. Residents were using whatever they can to keep water out of their tents in Deir al-Balah. Medical Aid for Palestinians says many of the areas where internally displaced people are located are lower than street level, causing rainwater to collect around and inside the tents families are sheltering in.
We have been trying to block the water since the morning, but it's not working, Shide Abu Saleh says. We are drowned. We just want to go home and find comfort. We drowned tonight, Mahmoud cries out. All of our flour and food and drink and children, all drowned.
Medics said an 8-month-old baby died of exposure to cold after a tent flooded in Khan Yunis. Late last month, heavy rain caused flooding, swamping the tents of thousands of homeless Palestinians. The large majority of Gaza's 2 million people were forced from their homes during Israel's 2-year ground and air war in the small, crowded enclave, triggered by Hamas's October 2023 attack. Many now living in tents and other basic shelters. A ceasefire has broadly held since mid-October, but the war demolished much of the heavily built-up region, including basic infrastructure, leaving grim living conditions for most people. Some Palestinians set out every day to destroyed homes, where they rip out iron rods from the walls and use them to prop up their flimsy tents or sell to scratch out a living. The rods have become a hot item in the enclave. Some residents spend days pounding away at thick cement to extract them. Others do the back-breaking work for a week or more. A few days ago, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that the second phase of a U.S. plan to end the war was close, but cautioned several key issues still needed to be resolved, including whether a multinational security force would be deployed.
The second phase is no doubt way more difficult in many aspects, because it's going to determine the relation between Israel and Hamas, Israel with Palestinians as a whole, but also the internal dynamics in Israel and the Palestinians.
Netanyahu and U.S. President Donald Trump are expected to meet on December 29th. The two leaders are set to discuss the future of the Gaza ceasefire and the international force that will be stationed in the enclave. Netanyahu has insisted the second phase of the truce must involve the disarmament of Hamas.
It's a political force within Palestine, and they don't want to disappear altogether. They also want to survive physically. What happens if they decommission all their weapons and no one protects them physically? So they want to give them. So they need also some guarantees.
Meanwhile, yesterday, Trump said that an announcement about which world leaders will serve on the Gaza Board of Peace should be made early next year.
It'll be one of the most legendary boards ever. Everybody wants to be on it. It's mostly going to be, I guess, we weren't thinking about it that way, but they want to all do it. Basically, it'll be the heads of the most important countries.
But who will be on it, we'll have to wait and see.